Hi, it's Tina from Ideas and Embellishment, and this is Design Team Project for Victoria Design, and this is from the Elven Realm kit. I have a ribbon closure, and it's got crimped ends, and I tried to make this as beginner friendly as I could. So I'm going to do a flip through right now to show you what's in it. Okay, I got all my papers. What I did is I cut all the papers out. One little trick that sorry about that, y'all. One little trick that I did, I'll move that so you can see it better, from TN is that if you print on one side, print it at 100%. On the other side, print it at like 99. And then that way you won't get any white edges around them. And then what I did was I just took a piece of some distress ink, and I used a dauber and some of this distress oxide, and I used some rustic wilderness just to go around the outside to hide all of that white, sorry. So I just put the pages together like this. I personally like 3 signatures, so that's what I'm going to do with this one too. So 4 pages, 3 signatures, using all of the stuff. So then I got 2 pieces of chipboard, and this is the We Are Memory Keepers cinch board. I like to get that. And I cut this 8 1/8 by 5 3/8, just so it would be just like that. I wanted it to have a little tiny border around the edge. And then what I want to do is I want to use this. I got these circle dies from, I got them from Tuesday morning when they were going out of business. So I don't even know, I don't even know where the name of them. So I don't know the name of them, and I don't know exactly, but they're just circle dies. I'm going to try to set this sort of, I know, here's a better idea. I want to find the center of this one board. And you're not going to, so I'm going to see. I'm just going to go angle to angle. I was thinking about what exactly I wanted to do, because a lot of the things I've done in the past have been kind of for intermediate, and I want this to be more like a not kind of a beginner. So I'm going to try to put this in here, and I'm going to draw around it. This is what my thoughts were anyway. Like that. Make sure. Cut this. Looks pretty close. Pretty close. Kind of close. And then I'm going to get my craft knife and I'm going to cut this out. Because you can't use a die cut on anything this big. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay, a little persistence, a little patience, and you can have a circle. You too can have a circle cut out of your, and I can probably, I wanted to clean this up a little bit, so. Okay, I've chosen this for my cover. So what I'm going to do, and I started to put glue on this side, but I think I'm not going to be about that. I want to use score tape on the edges. I'm getting low. I'll use a little, it doesn't really matter. But I had started to do something, I changed my mind. So I'm gonna put some score tape on the edges here. And So then I thought I would do is take this and put it in there because I thought it was really pretty. Just one of the pages that I liked. And I'm just going to cut that out. But I want to make sure I have enough space out to put it back here. But the other thing I want on it is a piece of acetate. So I'm going to get a piece of this acetate, and I'm going to cut a piece of that. Maybe I want to make sure. Let me have my ruler. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put glue around the edge here. And then around the edge of this. Just in. Go ahead and stick that on here. Okay. Then this here, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. And what I want to do is put it down like this. So I want to be able to put it where I want it. So that it is good. And then I'm going to take, and I think I'm going to take two of these and make a frame to, well, this one to go around that, and I'll on my die cut machine, and I'll be back. I had some of this left over and it's really shiny and pretty, so I think I'm going to use this for the frame, make a frame. I want it to be because I want it to be kind of, so that worked out pretty well. So I think I need to ink this up a little bit though, with some Distress Oxide. I should have done that before. Yeah, that looks better before I put it in there. I want to ink it up a little bit. Like that. And then I'll put this on there. It's kind of pretty. Okay. This is just a piece of cardstock. So I wanted it to be kind of shiny. I'll go ahead around this, and I do use Vintage Photo. And then I'm just going to cover the back piece and the spine with the same paper in the same exact way, and I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so these are covered. So I wanted to dress this up a little bit. So what I did is I cut out, this came with the kit, it's like a border, so I was going to put one on the bottom and one on the top for now, and I don't know, I might put some more elements on those, but for now I inked up the edges, and I just thought this would add a nice contrast, or it goes with the middle, so I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this up the top and this up at the bottom. So there. And I might add a book cover, a book plate here, but I'm not sure. Now for the back cover, I really fell in love with this little guy, and I'm just gonna put him on the bottom right there. Because I think he's so cute. I'm gonna put him on the bottom right there. And then for the spine, I found this border here, which I love, and it's in the kit also. I'm gonna just put this right down the middle. There. And then put this picture of it looks like a little jar with flowers, I guess. I want that somewhere around in there. Just a little something on the spine. So, now once we have all of these together, then the next thing that we do is put them on. I have a piece of canvas here that is approximately the same, and this would be the front. I'm going to place these on here, and there, I want to make sure a little bit of room here and a little bit of room here, and then I need to take this off. Okay, perfect. And now we have this. I'm going to, this is the back. Go ahead and spread it out. The back will be here, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that. And then the spine, I like to keep a little bit of space. Put the spine right there. And then on the other spine, hopefully I didn't rip it too far. And nope, I think that's going to be perfect. I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do, we'll go ahead and do the middle first. I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. So I want to get all over there, generous amount. And I guess, I saw, this is just my glue of choice for fabric. I like to spread it out a little bit so it's not lumpy. Sorry about the puppy. She is not hurting. She is not in pain. She is just rotten. I think it's time for bed. It's bedtime. She wants to take a nap. And she doesn't want to take a nap on her own. She wants to take a nap with me, which is fine. So, and then this one. could also use PVA, I think, with fabric. I've used that a lot. So, make sure this is, pull this up some. Can always add, I can always take some of that off if I want to, but I think it's fine. Okay, I like to turn it over and use this tool here. I don't like any lumps. No lumps. I'm really starting to like this. I think it's pretty. I like it. So this is my, I kind of like, okay, this is going to be really pretty. I think. Whoops, I don't want to get any on that. This is a very, I think it's a very easy cover. And you don't have to cut holes in the front if you don't want to. That's just something I wanted to do. But it would just be, it's just as easy to glue one on the top of, you know, to glue a circle that you've cut out on the top. So, this is just a little piece of wood that came with some balsa wood pieces, and I just keep it. You can also just, it's just about 1/8 of an inch. So I love it. It's pretty. I don't know. I hope you guys like it. Anyway, so that's the cover. Now the inside of the cover, I will just put end papers in. But the first thing I need to do is make a template for the pages. This is going to be like that. And we'll let that dry. And make a template for the pages. So let's see. I usually like to use a piece of cardstock. Just, I'll probably just use, let me see, that's the same size as the spine. So this is a piece that needs to come off. I can see it's folded. Let's just cut it, doesn't matter. And I know that my spine is 1.5 inches, so that's what I will cut this to be. I'll cut this to 1.5 inches. One and a half inches by 8, which is, I think my spine is 8 inches. 8 and 1/8. That's right. Which is exactly right, so that's good. So, I have 3 signatures. So, what I like to do is I have this grid. I use the grid sometimes. So, this would be the center, if you can see on this grid, right here. Here, put these here. For some reason, it worked out really good. And then I'll probably go over like 1.5 of these spaces just to spread them out. And then I'll draw my lines. Draw my lines. I do this every time. Okay. I can't really see that one. That's okay. Then I'll take one of my pages and I'm going to center it like in the middle. I want to make sure that it's about, and I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm knowing that this is the top and this is the bottom. And then since it's about, I'm going to try to find the middle. Middle, middle, middle. And then I usually like to go about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom for a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Something like that. I'm going to use from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what I have. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get me another piece of fabric. And just get a piece of cotton like this. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. So I like the edges to be frayed. Oh, look at that. Let me try something else. So I have a piece of fabric. This is just cotton that I got. It's just regular cotton. I think it was a fat quarter, I'm not sure, but then what I do is I take, it's kind of like my signature, the way I do it. I don't know why I started doing this, but it works really well for me. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put it on this piece of fabric with some fabric tie. And there's some fabric tack just like this, right in the center. And I'm going to get my little tool and spread it out. Okay. I'm going to make sure. I like to spread out my glue so it doesn't bulk up, I guess is what you call it, bulk up. All right, I'm gonna need to get some more glue. Then I take my awl and I make holes in this where I have made the marks. And that makes holes on this side too. So there you have the holes. Because I want a template to be the same size as the pages. Then I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, then I'm going to put these where the top and the bottom is. I'm going to say this is the top. And we'll say this is the top. Mark a hole there, mark a hole there, and mark a hole there. And then I have my template for my pages. So take the pages, go to the center, and make sure the top is the top. And then I poke from the side. Okay, so now I have holes. And you get a needle and some thread. Just gonna use this kind, I guess. A little big for my, it'll be okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, 2.5, something like that. Get a needle. This is actually for leather, but I couldn't find wax thread when I was looking for it, so I bought this, and it works just as well. So what you want to do is you want to start in the middle, and I'm going to sew it to this side of my cardstock, like that. Come on. There you go. And then come up. You can either go up or down, doesn't matter. I'm sorry. And or down. Then you want to go all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top, depending on which side you went to. And then back up through the middle. Back up through the middle. And don't want to split that thread. You want to try to go on one side or the other, and you want this piece in the center. So now, because this is, I have it on here, this is lightweight, this isn't very heavy cardstock, you just want to be careful. You want it to be pretty tight, but you don't want it to bend, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna, like that. And then you're gonna make a knot right over left. I'm not gonna use this thread. You know what? I'm not gonna use this thread. I'm gonna redo this. So what I'm gonna use is this waxed linen thread, because I don't think I need, or you can use embroidery floss. I don't have a lot of, oh, I have this gray. I'm gonna use the gray. I started to use that other stuff. I'm not gonna use it. Okay, so I have this gray thread, and it's waxed, and I'm going to do 1, 2.5. And this is waxed thread that I got in a kit. So you start in the middle of your piece. You want to make sure that the top is at the top and the bottom is at the bottom. So you start here, go through the middle, and you can go in through the top or the bottom, whichever. And you go all the way to the other end. And then up through the middle again. Okay, and you want it to be tight Make sure these are looking tight on the other side. And then you go right over left, left over right for a square knot. And then you clip it. So you can also, I think I'm gonna leave one so I can put a charm or something from there. I think that'd be cute. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest off camera, but it's the same way. And once I have them all sewn, I will do that. The next thing you do is you take your cover. I have all these sewn in. I'm gonna take my cover, I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna glue this, lots and lots of glue. And put this in here. Make sure it's right side up. Like that's never happened before, right? I want to make sure that this is in the center of my spine. I want to make sure that that is right. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down there. Just that right there. Make sure everything is all stuck. Then I will take this part and I'm running out of fabric. And then I'm going to take this and put it here. So that's there. Like that. Other side as well. Like that. So now you have this. So I'm gonna let that dry and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and I've chosen some papers to go on the inside of each of these sides. I also added, I went ahead and I added brads to each of the corners. I thought it would be, I like the way it looks and I thought it would give the covers more stability. So on the inside, I added some little pieces of material right here to cover those brads up. You can't really even see it. I use the same color. And then now I'm going to I'm going to cover the insides with this paper. And this is from the kit and I have chosen it. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do, I added these, after I add the end papers, I wanted to put this in a pocket, but I don't want to cover it up, so I want to see it. The important thing to do is, what I wanted, I'm just going to use a piece of this from the kit that I printed on cardstock. And I just cut it in half. Actually, I just took a piece of it. And what I need to do is, I'm just going to use this whole thing. And I'm going to mark where the lines are. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this out. Find my thingy. I'm not going to cut those bottom ones out, though. I'm just going to cut this top one out. Okay, and then I'm going to get my scoreboard. Oh. And I'm going to score it wherever this line is. We'll try to match it up. Yeah. This to be here, and then I want 1/8 of an inch more. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just trying to, it looks like it's about a little less than 1 inch, and then 1/8. And then this one looks like it's about a little less than 1 inch, and then 1/8. So hopefully that will work. And then I'm going to cut this here and here and here and here. So now I want this to like this, and those edges to be folded. So I want to have a little bit of a gap. It doesn't look like. Okay, so now I have this, and now what I want to do is take my acetate, which I've already, and I'm going to put it on the front here. And I'm just going to put that just where the edges are, so I'll know. And then I'm going to come in. I'm going to use this ruler because it's easier. And we'll come in about 1/2 inch from that. Well, actually from the edges would be fine, I think. So I'm going to line this up. Okay, now I'm going to take this around the edge of his. Okay. Now let's do a dry fit and see if these guys, sorry about that. Looks like it's going to go in there really nicely. So, like that. So I think I'm going to do it this way. Probably could have used score tape. Might have actually been a better idea, but I didn't. So I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to make sure all the edges are in. So I'm going to slip these in here. They should slip in comfortably. And there that is in the back. So I love that. That's so pretty. Pretty, pretty. So the next thing I want to do is create a simple folio just out of a file folder. What I did, I marked it off. I want it to be 7.5 or 7.25 down this side, and then from this fold, there's a fold right here, I marked it at 4.5. So I'm gonna use my cutter. I'm gonna go ahead and cut on that line. Cut on that line. And then I'm going to cut on this if it'll let me. It should. Here. Maybe not all the way. It's okay. I can use my scissors. I'm going ahead and mark this right here because I want this, just because I know. Okay. Easy folio. So then I'm going to get me a, a small, I'm going to go ahead and where I marked that, I'm going to go ahead and put a fold line there too. So what you end up with is this. Like this. Now if you want it to have a fold, you know, if you want it to be more like a file folder, then you can use an envelope punch board to do that. I don't think it's necessarily, well, maybe I will. I'm going to go in here and I'll take my envelope, if I can find it, envelope punch board, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch it. I'm going to leave that at 3. So it'll be like this. And then I'm going to use my cutter, my trimmer. I'm going to go ahead and trim it up. So I'll have this. I'm going to have more like this. So you have the base, and what I've chosen is this picture. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to mark, no, I want it to be here. Because I want that flap to be covered somewhat. I'm going to go ahead and, where did did I do right there? And then I'm going to draw around it. I'm going to draw around this. And we'll cut it out. Put in frame. And then I'm probably going to, this is going to need to be cut down a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but I think what I'm going to do is this. So I'm going to come over here and just play with it a little bit. And here. So I'm going to come down here. Just kind of fiddle with it till you get it to where you like it. This is fiddle, fiddle, faddle. Of course, there are some templates that you can probably get, but I don't have those right now. I'm just trying to make it so that you can see how you can make a simple folio. And of course, all of the worlds, junk journal worlds, evils are hidden by ink, some inking. Okay. That one's a hard one. I'm going to stick it right here. I think that'll be fine. More ink, more ink. And go ahead and stick that down. You can also ink around here, so. Okay, like that. And the other side, of course, is easier because it's flat. So I'm going to just, all you need to do with this one is here and here, and then cut it. If I can find the pencil mark. See it. Or you can actually measure. Now you just take some end papers, some more papers, and you cover the inside the same way. Okay, so all I did was go back and I got this paper from inside the kit, which I thought was beautiful, and I just lined the inside of this. And I wanted this to be simple as I could get it. So on this side, I'm going to take this little guy who I really love, and I'm just going to mat it on here. Going to mat it on and because it's a busy background, I wanted it to be matted on a piece of just contrasting paper, just so to give it a little, contrast, she said. So all I'm going to do is put this guy on here. Then I'm going to take scissors and I'm going to cut around it. So there's a border. And then I'm going to glue him right here as a tuck spot. So right there on the edge. So all I'm going to do, I do want this one corner, I'm going to just a little bit. I'm going to take, maybe I will ink around it a little bit. And I'm going to take these two sides right along the edge. And then I'm just going to stick him right here. So you can have a tuck spot right there. On this side, this is another border from the kit. I'm going to put this right here. Looks like I can cut right along that snowflake thing. I guess that's what it's called, snowflake thing. But this went really good with the contrasty piece that I'm using. And I'm going to just put this here as a belly band. Because I found this beautiful, one of these came from the kit, this envelope. And I can't remember which way it goes, but I think we're just gonna put that in, go nicely right there. Of course, we haven't decorated yet, but that's it. The other thing I wanted to do is this the one I got? No. Oh, I got a piece of this cardstock. I cut it to 3 1/4 by 6. And then I got these pieces that I got from the same background. And I'm going to put those around here. I'm going to ink these. And then I'm going to move this off of here for right this second. And I'm going to line these up. I want one in the center, one in the bottom, and one in the top. And I'm just going to glue those right on there, as straight as I can get them. I think I'll just use art glitter glue. Just glue them, I want them to be straight. And in the center as best as I can, which I'll probably, as best as I can. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, right in the middle. And these are 3 by 1, 3 inches by 1. And just put these like that. Now these are, because they're 3 inches by 1, excuse me, I'm trying to put that back on there. A 1/2 inch is the center, which makes it easy peasy. And get me a piece of, I'm gonna go from one end. I think what I'm gonna do is go a 1/4 inch on either side, and I can erase these pencil marks, I guess. 1/4 inch on either side. 1/4 inch either side, 1/4 inch, and then a 1/2 inch in the middle. Where's the 1/4 inch? Could erase these marks. I could erase the marks. These are pencil marks. I'm just going to erase them after I'm done. Just seems like it would be easier for me to do it this way. And then 1/2 inch on each one. Doesn't look like right. Oh, I didn't do it right, did I? Then I have, oops, I have this small hole punch. I'm going to punch a hole. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to use my crocodile, I think I have more control. I'm going to use a little tiny crocodile. And I'm going to get right in that corner. And then I'm going to take my ruler and my craft knife, and I'm going to cut just a little bit on either side of this line. Okay, got all those. I'm going to take my eraser, if I can find it. I'm going to erase the lines that I made. Whoops. Okay, cute. I'll fix it. That was weird because it didn't. It's okay. We can fix it. Very strange. Very, very strange. So be careful when you erase. Okay. So now I'm going to ink up the edges. And I'm going to bring this back over, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all the way, all the way around the edge. First of all. Then I'm going to put glue on the tops of these. All of them, actually. Then I'm going to put it down on my board. There. Just a very simple pocket. Very simple pocket. There. I think that's really cute. And this closes like this. And instead of, you could use a, I didn't really want to put a round thing right here because I didn't want to disturb this pretty picture. So I'm going to use Velcro. And the way I do my Velcro, I'm going to put one here. And then one here. I might need another one down here. That will close, and then this will open like that, and you will not be able, it won't take away from the beautiful picture because I don't want it to. So then we'll take this, I'm going to glue this right here, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Make sure it's, Fabri-Tac does give you a little wiggle room. This looks like, okay, so now the only thing left to do is to decorate it. And what you need to use, what do I do with all my, and the kit comes with a lot of beautiful ephemera that you can add. And I am going to do that off camera because it's really up to you where you put all of these things. It's so much fun, and thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.